What is up, and welcome into the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I am your host, Ezra McCann, and I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-host. He is a Chicago Public League legend. He is a Simeon Wolverine legend. He's a Grambling State legend. He played second base for the Tigers back in the day. He was all swag. He is none other than Coach Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. I did that again 2 weeks in a
Yeah.
row, saying Coach twice, but that's who he is. And we've got our NFL just all around expert, college football all around expert. He knows everything about football. He's the guy I go to. He is Glenn Morgan, our GM. And gentlemen, what's going on? How you guys doing here? First
Going
off,
on.
all right.
You just got to get more people. That's what that basically boils down to.
I trust you,
I got
man.
I got a quick question for Jim. Have you started like doing your college evaluations and stuff yet?
Not
No.
yet. No,
Okay.
no.
I got
Not
one.
yet.
I got a guy that I'm interested, and I don't know if he will be on your radar, but I'm gonna say his name to you so you
Okay.
can look at him. Will
Sure.
Pauline.
Okay.
Will Pauline at Notre Dame. So
Okay. I'll
one of
check him
my
out.
guys that I coached with the ACE program. So I'm hoping
Okay.
he
See what I
get a
get a grade
chance.
on him. See what round he
Yeah,
goes in.
yeah.
All right.
I'm sure it'll be the later rounds, but he's an athlete, so I'm sure I think he could help somebody as a returner or something like that. So
Okay.
just interested to see when the time comes.
5'10",
Got
190.
him. See
This
DB
past season,
Slot.
uh,
slot
20,
receiver.
26 catches, 381 yards, 6 touchdowns. Uh,
It's not bad.
all right,
Quick story on Will on the baseball side.
go for it.
So 13U my second year with the ACE program, we had two teams. I had what you would consider the A team. Will was on the B team. 13U bases is not regulation. 5480. So everybody is pretty much fast on the 13U field. So all his coaches telling me, man, he's fast as hell, Smoke. Like, I'm like, man, everybody fast at this level, man. Don't matter. So then season ends, we bring the teams together that's going to be the 14U team. So the 13U eighth graders all went to the high school side. The 13U seventh graders, which Will was one of those, we made that into one team at the end of the year, and we started playing on a regular size field. Hit a ground ball to third baseman. By the time that third baseman looked up to throw the ball, he was chopping his feet past the bag. I said, "Oh my God."
And this was just a regular
This was
ground ball,
just a
not a slow,
regular
not
ground
a
ball, wasn't a
okay.
slow roller. I say, oh my God. I had so much fun with that boy coaching him. I had him and the kid Donovan McIntyre hitting back to back. I taught
In the
Will how to
double.
bunt. Oh man, he'll put it down. I told Will, you just gotta get it down. It don't matter where it goes. It can go straight to the pitcher. If you get it down, you're safe. He get it down, he's safe. I put the steal on, Donovan McIntyre right behind him, lefty, put it down. He going first to third, single at first. Nah, I had so much fun with them. Just
Give
that's a quick story.
you give him
That's
the give him the Willie Mays Hayes talk.
What man,
dude, that was
Might,
that was a
you
daily
may run
double.
like Mays, but you hit like
man.
shit.
Look,
Your speed, you need to be putting them on the ground and legging them out.
like blazing, like that was like I was in shock with that boy's speed.
Oh man,
If you got that kind of speed, sound like you sub 4.4, you might have a shot.
good stuff. Well, let's get started here. We got a bunch to talk about today. Super Bowl week, so obviously we'll get into the game. Um, some things going on the South Side with the greatest player that has ever put on the uniform. Um,
Shaking my damn head.
uh, just to talk about a topic in the NFL right now, 10 head coaching openings this year. Not one goes to an African American. So we'll discuss what's going on with that. Excuse me for still having this cough. But let's start with our basketball team, the Chicago Bulls.
Shaking my
Breaking
damn head part
news.
two.
Breaking news in the Easy Smoke in the Gym podcast. We're starting with the Bulls.
The Bulls. Um,
Shaking my head part two.
the week started off ticking me. It started off with me being ticked off at this team. Um, Saturday night, if you guys, I don't know if everyone knows, the
They
Saturday
beat the
night
Heat Saturday, right?
they beat the Heat
And
in
then lost by
Miami,
like 50.
but then lost by, well, before that though, they made a deal with Sacramento
Right. To get Dario.
to get Dario Saric. All right, and they got
Did
back.
we give up
They didn't,
anybody?
we didn't give up anything. All we did was take. We facilitated
We
the
assisted
deal,
their 3-team deal.
the three
Okay.
team deal with, was it? I think it was it Utah, whatever the team
Um,
was. We ended up. I think it was
I
Utah.
forgot.
We ended up getting 2 second round picks and Saric.
We got Sarge from Sacramento.
Right, right, and 2 second round picks.
It
And
was
then
Cleveland, Sacramento, and
Cleveland.
us.
That's right. That's right.
It was
That's right.
Cleveland, Sacramento, and us.
And then we had to waive Javon
Javon
Carter.
Carter.
Yeah.
That's what that post was about. I was
Okay.
so okay.
So we waived Javon Carter. The Bulls have a great night in Miami Saturday night. Of course, they had to play the back-to-back in Miami. So they played Sunday, and it's Miami. So we all know what happened, right?
Yeah, they partied after the win.
They went out. It happens. I get it.
South Beach.
I
Home
get
field
it.
advantage. Home court advantage.
But then there's word that there's discontent in the locker room because of the moves that the Bulls are making, and you got rid of Javon Carter, and now the players are ticked off.
Wait. What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they go on and lose by 50, basically to Miami, right?
Oh man. Go finish the story.
Okay. So I was a little ticked off, but then today happens, and you got all these moves, and it's like, well, okay, that's all over with now. Because they made a bunch of moves, which started this morning with Kevin Herter getting traded to the.
That's,
Wait a minute.
that's what of that man. I don't get that. That dude, when that dude played, they
Our
won
only
more
shooter.
games. Yeah, I mean consistent. And not like he's really out of position. When he's on the floor, his plus minus has got to be amongst the highest on the
Orders.
team.
He's
Six
involved
up.
in that Detroit trade,
Okay,
right?
so so the Bulls sent Herter and Saric to Detroit in a 3-team deal, which sent Mike
Why are you helping
Conley,
them?
Mike Conley
Why not
Jr.
help
from
him?
Minnesota, and then Jayton Ivey from the Pistons to the Bulls. All right.
Why not help him?
Yeah, I don't.
It's,
Are you really mad that Kevin Herter's gone?
yeah,
I don't, I don't think that matters. Honestly.
But it can matter
it's such a
if
glue
certain
guy,
things happen.
dude. Yeah,
It can happen if certain things happen.
Uh,
But right now, I don't
Honestly,
see those certain
I'm
things
just happy
happening.
that
So
moves are happening here. All right, because before nothing was going on. Right. Then
okay.
later in the afternoon, the big deal. Uh, uh, Nikola
Vucevic.
Vucevic dealt.
I like
He
this
goes
move.
to Boston for Anthony Simmons. We also sent a 2nd round pick to Boston, and Boston sent us a 2nd round pick. So we basically swapped picks there. So now we have what, 6, 7 guards
Mhm.
Super small, man.
on this team. Uh, you got the fact that when the Bulls played Milwaukee tonight, and introductions, they had Io and Kobe White listed as forwards in this game. I found that funny. So I would assume with those moves happening, and you've got this heavy
There's
guard
more to go.
lineup, more is coming
There's
before the
more to
trade
go.
deadline on Thursday.
It
So that's a good thing.
What do you have to deal with now? I mean, what are you dealing?
It
What are you
doesn't
trying to
matter.
get?
This you need to get rid of everything so we can start over. Start over. What has this group got you? And which is why I was mad at why the players were mad at what was going on because dude, you guys haven't done anything.
Man, this ain't a kumbaya.
Yeah,
I
we've been
think I
stuck.
think we should get rid of all of them.
I really do.
If
I
at
get
the end
that.
of the day, either you go all in to get Giannis and you try to get Bobby Portis with him, or you keep these seven guards and be the ass of the league. I'm tired of us being in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of us being able to teeter amongst competing, and it leaves us in a place of what's that word?
You're
Limbo.
just in you're in
Limbo. We're
purgatory.
in limbo. We're in purgatory.
Yeah.
We're in limbo. We're in purgatory. Like either like start from the very bottom or go and make a big splash. At least if you go try to get Giannis, I can buy into the fact that someone will come and play with him here in Chicago.
That's
As
true.
I can buy into that. But if you're not going to do that, play to lose. Play to lose.
I guess that has to be the option because that's my discontent is more like you're getting rid. What are you getting as you're getting rid of you? Like you're not getting anything.
You
What
don't
have you gotten that's going to be tantalizing for somebody else to want to trade with you? And
acquire
so
acquire
to your
picks.
point, if you're trying to be the Oklahoma City Thunder and get as many picks as you can and just be god awful, I guess that's something. But yeah, I mean, this is something they should have done like 3 years ago.
Yeah. But
Yes,
we've been in the
yes, it
same
should
spot
have.
for all this time.
Well, it's so
When you got
late.
when you got rid of Rosen first, right?
Hmm.
Then you got rid of Zach. It shouldn't have been this long for us to get rid of Vooch. It
Yeah.
shouldn't have been this long. He for him to go to a contending team, we could have been did that. We could have been did that.
Well, I think the Bulls wanted more is
Man,
what the issue was.
Uh,
And sometimes
what
you're not gonna get that.
sometimes you gotta realize
You
where
gotta
you are.
realize exactly. You know,
Like
just because you were willing to give away a first round pick for Vooch doesn't mean everybody else is willing to do that. And
and
then the
I
dude on
will say
Sunday,
Boston giving us Simons gives me thoughts that maybe they think Tatum will be back come postseason.
you think
I'm
so?
just saying for them. I'm I'm kind of shocked they got rid of Simons for Vooch. He was good for them.
so with his addition here, you don't see him as someone that's staying. You see him as being packaged and sent away.
I mean, I would want to keep him, but he's he's come in and already is our best trade asset instantly,
This is just
instantly,
how bad our core
instantly.
is.
I mean,
So,
me personally, I would try to offer Milwaukee, whatever they want. I'm gonna try to give you Montes and Io. They 2 hours from Chicago. The Chicago fans that love them can drive up there to come see them. You keep some fans, but
um,
I mean, you either got to make a big splash or you just got to super tank. It's one of the two, man. We cannot continue. We've been literally we. How long have we been doing this show?
about 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
How long has the play-in been a thing? It's about as long
Six,
as we've
seven.
been
Oh, we've
going.
been there. We've been going every year.
I think we've been in a play-in every year
Yeah, in the same spot
in the
and
same
getting knocked out by
spot.
Miami
Every year.
every
In the
time.
same spot.
Every time. Simons is a free agent. He's unrestricted at the end of this season.
It's just money out the books.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all that is. He ain't resigning with us.
No, no.
Unless we better try to trade him again. He ain't staying.
And obviously Conley is moving money as well. So this
Conley
is
about to get bought out.
Yeah, Kylie's 72 years old, man. Stop.
We gonna buy him out. He either gonna go to Cleveland or shit like that. He's from Ohio, ain't he? Ain't he an Ohio boy?
well, his dad is from
Or is he
here.
an
His
Indiana
dad's
boy? I know his dad is
his
from here.
dad's
I
Yeah.
yeah,
think he went to school in Indiana. He went to school with Greg Oden, right?
that's Ohio
No, they
State,
both went to
That
Ohio
was Ohio
State
State.
together.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, where is where did Mike Conley Sr. settle? That's a good question.
Might have been Ohio.
I think Conley Jr. from Ohio. Other Cleveland, they just got goddamn James Harden. People
Uh
falling for the okie doke yet again.
Some cats I would just never have on my NBA team, not even on the video
And
game.
you got Harden and Donovan Mitchell together.
no, Indiana, they were in Indianapolis. So
he
you're
was,
right. They
I,
did play with
Uh,
they played together in
he
high school.
did play at high school
Yeah, with Odin.
with
Yeah.
Odin,
oh,
right?
high
Yeah.
school, not college, but high school ball. I get you.
No,
They
no,
played college
college
too
too.
together.
They went to
I knew. I thought
they went
that
to high school and college together.
No, I'm saying when he played in Indiana, it was high school. Is what I'm saying.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
He
but
played at
I know.
Lawrence North High School.
Yeah, no, I know college was Ohio State. That I know.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, so basically just to sum it up, um, my discontent with this team, I guess, sort of kind of went away. So AK is actually doing something now. It's about
he's still trash.
damn time.
what I don't understand, man.
He's still
I-
trash.
yeah,
He
dude, I
he
don't
is
understand the
he is
mental
the
attitude.
he is the epitome of he is a lot of the stuff I said about Ben Johnson this year. That it was simply critiques that I felt he wasn't getting criticized simply because everyone hated the previous regime so much that we were just happy to have something new. Oh, AK is the he is in the he's in the dictionary with a picture of his face because the Bulls hated Gar Pack so much that we thought this dude was going to be something, and he's far worse. He's terrible.
The first
Terrible.
year or so, he made a good splash. I mean, dude, that team was what? They're number one in the East until Ball got hurt. I mean, Levine, Ball, DeRozan, it looked like, man, dude, these
It
guys,
looked like it was working, and then
yeah, the
they
defense
got
was
hurt.
good. And then once Ball got hurt, it's like they were waiting for that to come back. DeRozan carried him for a while, Levine, blah, blah, blah. And then it just turned into the blobs. It
But
just turned into the blobs.
but instead of actually doing something to get us out of that,
You never
They just
saw a
sat.
true
kept us there.
direction.
Yeah,
Right, I
Never saw a
agree.
true direction.
it was like, well, we tried,
They they
we tried.
that happened very early, and it was able to feed off. I was one because I had season tickets at the time. I was one that was bought in. Oh, this is exciting. They fed into our trauma, and soon as them being able to feed into that faded away, we see the real. They haven't been able to do anything.
Oh,
Anything. Our draft picks have been awful.
Yeah,
Outside of a second round pick
in
and
IO
Matas.
Ramada? I was gonna say IO too for a second.
That's what I
round.
said. Second round pick. He's a second
yeah.
round pick.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. Io.
yeah, yeah. Patrick Williams, and I
Then y'all paid him.
then
Y'all
you paid.
paid
Wait,
him.
you drafted
I
him. You drafted him top five. You probably drafted him fourth, right? Which I still never understood. No one was ever able to
I
give
only
me
understood it.
a
I only understood it because GM, when we did our sleeper picks, GM named him. And because
did.
GM named him, I thought GM was a genius. And I thought this kid was amazing because that was like to name him was I mean, clearly you was paying attention,
I mean, I see what they saw,
but
but
Well,
you
yeah,
can't tell
they saw
somebody,
the potential in his size is what they saw, and they
well,
saw
dude,
this could be a Kawhi Leonard type. But my issue was, okay, this was a one and done kid, right?
it was a six man off the bench,
Why
basically
is
for
he
Florida
not
State.
starting at Florida State? And nobody could give me a straight answer about that. It was, well, Leonard
they thought he
Hamilton
was
says
Marvin Williams.
that he that he gives him a spark off the bench. No, if he's that good, you're
Well,
playing him,
they thought he was Marvin Williams.
No, I man,
Marvin
that
Williams was the
that
first one drafted off that North Carolina team.
that made no sense. That's true. That's true.
That's what they thought, and they sold us that. That's what they sold us.
Well, I didn't go for it,
But
and I
our
saw
silly asses
as
didn't
soon
take
as he
into
started
account that
playing,
that
as
North
soon as he
Carolina
started
team won the
playing,
national championship.
he was just timid.
That was the thing, dude. It's like for whatever reason, his temerity never got past, the initial stage where you kind of get it early on. He's like, I think he had an early injury, and then after that, any advancement or progress he was making that first season kind of got lost. Because didn't he lose like about half a season?
His
I think
first season,
no, it's the second year. Second year, I
Second
think
year.
that was
he
his
lost,
second year. Yeah, that was
right,
his second year.
right.
I
And
was
it's
at
like
the game. He got hurt. I was at the
it seemed,
game.
it seemed like whatever
It was
progress he
against
was
the Knicks.
making was against the Knicks. Okay, it seemed like whatever progress he was making just went back below. It's just like he never could seem to have that confidence that his skill set. And there were times he would do something, he'd go off for 30 points. You're like, dude, like, why can't you do that all the time? And then he just go back into his shell again. It's just like it was something psychological. It wasn't physical. It was never physical. I mean, this dude was D'ing up people. I mean, even LeBron was like, "Hey, man, this kid's got potential." Blah blah blah. He just, and I think that psychological profiling that we hear the NBA, that the NFL do so much of. I don't know that the NBA necessarily does the same thing. I think I don't know how they evaluate guys psychologically speaking, but something about his desire, want to, confidence, something in that mix just wasn't where it didn't match being the fourth pick overall. But his skill set, his athleticism, all that stuff said first round pick.
So the question, why resign?
That I don't understand.
Why do
I
that?
I don't get it. That ego, you trying to justify it being a fourth round pick. I mean, at some point, I mean, you saw, sometimes you saw what the Cardinals did when they drafted Josh Rosen in 1 year.
They got him
Peace
the hell
out.
up out of there.
Yep. Peace out. Come back.
I love stuff like that. I keep telling so you want to prove something to me, make the unpopular decision
Mhm.
when it's deemed necessary. The Cardinals found it necessary, and then they drafted Kyler after that, right?
Yeah. Which they should
Uh,
probably let him go now
Which
too.
they finna make another unpopular decision, not really unpopular, but kind of unpopular, like and move on from Kyler. Like you have to be willing to do those things. You just gotta be smart about it. You can't be what's Kwesi, is that his name? Minnesota guy. He just thought he
uh,
was being too smart, and the owner decided to come up out that dream he was in. He finally snapped out of it and fired his ass for getting rid of Sam Darnold.
I, man, I still think that's a bum rap to be fired for that.
Hey, I'm telling you, the man was
Woo.
asleep. He had a dream. He woke up out that dream pissed off, and that's why he fired him. Because if he was mad instantly, he would have fired him right away. It was a long time before he fired him. He thought
whose
about
decision
that
was it?
shit long and hard.
I mean, from what I read a little bit, O'Connell wasn't high on JJ. I think he wanted after the year with Darnold. I think he wanted to keep Darnold.
Oh,
But I'm not saying he was low on him. I think he was like,
but him
okay,
wanting to keep Darnold.
Yeah, definitely want to keep Darnold, but I think the thing is, this is why I was in this tweet storm with some guys. I'm like, you're not tweet, I'm sorry, text storm on a text thread. I'm like, you guys are assuming Darnold wanted to stay. Like Minnesota's like, hey, we can
But
offer you this, but Darnold's gonna be like, hey, why would I stay here? I got this top 10 pick hanging over my shoulder. Y'all gonna have to play him. I used to be a top 10 pick. I know how that plays out. Or I could take maybe even equal money or a little bit more money, more guaranteed money, and I get my own team over here with
or
Seattle.
or you're just coming off a 14-2 season with the guy.
14-3.
Tag him 1 year. If
Uh,
you're not sure. If you're not sure.
yeah, I think he was an unrestricted free agent. I don't think you could tag him.
If you're unrestricted, you can't tag.
You can't, yeah,
I thought you could
you have to
tag
be
no matter
restricted.
what.
I mean, I
I thought you
isn't
could
there a
tag
thing?
regardless.
Even if you just get him as a free agent, like if
Yeah,
there's, hmm,
We'll look at that.
I don't
That's
know.
but
that's
my
what I
thing is
thought.
this. My thing is this, man. I mean, it's everyone used the term copycat league. I know in the NFL, a lot of times it's more of a I'm smarter than you type league. But you just had a quarterback go 14-3. You had a rookie quarterback that you brought in that suffered a serious injury when you brought him in. Why not bring back the quarterback that had you 14-3? And and the quarterback behind him just sit and wait.
I hear that, but I think the other factors you have to factor in. Two, a couple other things. The last two losses that Minnesota had, Darnold looked bad.
He did. He
He looked
did.
like he looked like the Darnold that you kind of saw rear
Yeah,
his
but
head. I'm just
okay.
saying,
I get it.
you factor that in. How much the fan base at that time was like, oh, okay, he didn't turn into Darnold. You've got a player who was looking good at the end of training or towards the end, like during the preseason. JJ was looking pretty decent. And you figure you have a whole year for him to learn while he's sitting waiting.
But he's
The
learning
month the
mentally, not physically.
yeah, I understand that, but that's a big part of it too. I mean, we were talking about Mahomes didn't play for an entire year except for the last game of the season. Came back the next year and he 50 touchdowns, over 5,000 yards passing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you expect that to happen, but there was nothing there telling you with the talent that you had on that team surrounding JJ that you, and with O'Connell being the coach that he's been, that you could potentially go 11-6 with that team potentially, and have your quarterback, you bring him along as the season goes along, and maybe you pass for 3,500 yards, 18 to 22 touchdowns, maybe 5 to 7 picks. That seemed very doable. And after the first game of the season, the way he came back after struggling and looked clutch, you're like, man, this guy's got some potential talent. So I think a lot of times we get caught in recency, reaction, what we recently see. And everyone's like, man, Seattle. Darnold was looking bad again in that game against the Rams on Thursday night until he, pulled his ass out from between his head and it was able to win the game. It seemed to kind of get over the hump because it looked like he was seeing ghosts again. So it's it I, I think sometimes people look at it and it's just like, oh, if you had done this, then this would happen. Like it's like the situations are different. Those two teams are different. One team is more defensively oriented and it was stronger defensively than it is offensively. The receiving core was different. The running backs were different. The coaching style was different. The division is different. And I'm saying that the West was weak. I'm just saying it's different teams. You have to play you differently. All those things have to be factored in. And I think we're looking back with 2020 hindsight, as opposed to go back to being in that moment. And then even if you tag Darnold, like you say, you're able to, that's still a lot of money you're committing to that one position. There may be other things that you need to have gotten, to help your team be a little bit better that you're going to be able to get because you don't keep Darnold. Keep in mind, it wasn't just Darnold who they also let go because Daniel Jones didn't resign with Minnesota either. He was also on that team.
Mhm.
He didn't resign either. Both those guys, I think, really wanted to be able to go somewhere where they had a chance to be the starter. I think you got to factor that in too.
I mean,
Uh,
Daniel Jones ain't play at all. So I get him. I get him. But
No,
at the same time, with Darnold, yes, a lot of people like to mention the whole how he played the last two games of the season.
that's a
He had
factor.
as an NFL starting quarterback, he's never been in those situations. He's never
No,
been in
bro,
those situations.
he looked bad.
He did. He
He
did.
looked bad.
He did.
He looked bad.
But me as a coach, if I'm this guru like Kevin O'Connell is supposed to be, I'm looking at okay, he had a great comeback season. He got put into this high pressure situation. In the end, he failed. How do we take okay? He had failed everything before we got the regular season under control. We got that under control, right? Okay, now let's go on to next season with fixing how he plays in these situations. As we see in Seattle, he learned from that. Yeah, he had a bad game against the Rams, but he was able to bounce back in that game and then go into the playoffs, and he's been lights out. Why couldn't we think that he could possibly do that? And if I'm not mistaken, Seattle's coach is
As a
is
coordinator,
defensive, right?
Mhm.
right?
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, that's all I'm saying. Like, if I'm an offensive guy, how come I won't take the chance with okay, he showed massive
Yes,
improvement. I'm gonna as fuck the fans, fuck all that. As the coach, he made improvements that no one saw him ever making. And then when it came down to two games, he failed.
right. But he looked like the guy that if there's pressure, he's a different quarterback, and it was not just a different quarterback, but like he falls apart.
But
And
that was the case. But that was the case regardless about him, right?
what I'm saying, it's like you got to make it make sense in terms of I got this first round pick here, a top 10 pick, a kid who has won a national championship, a kid who probably can handle pressure potentially better. On top of the fact that now I have to commit X amount of dollars to this guy because he's a free agent. And he's got these other teams over here saying, we're going to give you 35 million guaranteed. Minnesota can't give him that. It's not just a matter of Minnesota wants to keep him. It's not like he doesn't want to stay. He wants to go somewhere else where he's going to be the guy. The only way you can kind of sell it to him is like, hey, we're going to trade JJ. And that's saying you lost faith in JJ where there was nothing to give you really snapshot of what he can, more than a snapshot of what he can do because he only played the preseason games and didn't look bad doing that. And if you're Minnesota, it's like, hey, we have an eye for quarterbacking talent to some degree. I mean, they're the same guys that brought in Cousins, same organization that brought in Daniel Jones and brought in Sam Darnold and drafted JJ. It's like Kevin O'Connell's made some other guys look decent. So you're putting faith in your head coach to do what he's always seemed to have done. Make average quarterbacks look good, make good quarterbacks look great. They're figuring JJ, who was younger than Darnold, is somewhere, but Darnold's on his fourth team, dude. It's not like he was like that was the only positive season he's ever had as a pro. Was that a factor because he was so great, or the players around him were really good, and you got a good coach? If you can do that with Darnold, why can't you do that with JJ? And it's
Well,
not going to cost you anything.
clearly, it wasn't the other players around him. Guarantee you that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So I heard he also got fired because there was 2 weeks that he took off during
Now
his wife's
that
pregnancy.
I'm sorry, I find that stupid.
This
That's
seems
that's
weird because, like, why didn't you
that's
fire him
grounds to
like a
get
year
sued.
ago?
That's stupid.
That's grounds to get sued.
Because one, it
If
was
that's the
during
case.
training camp, and he was technically working from home, which you can't. What
I'm telling
if
Can't
there are
you,
see
moves
everything.
that need to be made, he could have done it from where he was.
that's
It
what
was
they want to
fine.
say. What
Yeah.
happened was that owner
was upset about.
And
He
then why
reacted
wait, and then why
a
wait,
year,
why
a
wait?
year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
that man saw that man woke up and realized Sam Darnold was in the Super Bowl, and
That's what happened.
he had
And he
an
got fired.
emotional reaction. It's no he because if you had that feel for whatever he did, you fire him at the end of the season. It
Yeah.
was damn near
Yeah, it's
It was a
weird.
month
almost
after.
a month
Yeah.
later. That man, and you fired him once Sam Darnold made it to the Super Bowl.
And I bet you what happened.
Come on, man.
They had a sit down, and before the decision was made to go with JJ, or do we re-sign Darnold, they had to sit down. He had to have said, "I think we're good with JJ. We can let Darnold go." Had to.
Yeah,
And
I agree with that.
ownership wasn't 100% in on that, which
I
is
think ownership was okay with because of how they lost towards the end of the season. Dude, I don't think y'all
no,
understand.
no. They were. I'm saying they may have been okay with it, but there was a little bit of
Okay, if you think
thought of
so.
maybe we could stick with Darnold, but I'm going to trust you. You're the
They were
football
easily
person.
they were able to be easily swayed.
Swayed, exactly.
Yeah, because if you keep Donald, you got to pay him, bro. Donald's not going to sit back there. If you got the Colts, Seattle, and maybe somebody else offering him 30, 35, 40 million guaranteed on top of whatever other signing bonus he might get, Minnesota, you tell if you're Kwesi, you tell the owner, like, dude, we can't afford him. I think we like for what he wants, and we've got a top 10 pick. What we might as well just invest in the young kid here because we can't afford Darnold. Darnold's on his fourth. Darnold's like what, 28, 29
28.
years old?
I think
Yeah,
28.
you got JJ was like 20, 21. That's a big difference. And there's more money, but not paying Darnold, you have more money to do other things you might need to do to make your team that much better. I'm just saying that we're looking at it hindsight. At the time, that makes sense at that time. Because when you got Darnold, he was a bridge quarterback anyway. You weren't expecting 14-3. If anything, you probably thought, maybe he will play and JJ may take over later in the season. So you were already kind of expecting not to have a great year last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Your great year your not great year just happened this year instead of the year before. So, maybe JJ, look, Caleb had a bad first year. Drake May had a bad first year. Give the guy a second year. JJ may improve enough to where they're 11-6.
Hey, but Caleb and Drake May wasn't coming behind teams that won 14 motherfucking games.
No, they weren't.
So I mean,
No, they weren't.
So yeah, JJ got a huge uphill climb. They was coming off nothing.
Yeah, but they also, I know they moved up in the first round, but they didn't have a great season the year before either, though, before they got JJ.
I mean, that's fine, but the first year with him, and he wasn't the quarterback. They went 14-3. 14-3.
Hey, speaking of blacks in high positions in the NFL, Ian Cunningham, the Bears assistant GM, just took the job as the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons.
That's right. More picks. Compensatory
we don't
picks.
get nothing.
No.
What do you mean we don't get compensatory picks?
I was wanting to ask you.
You didn't know this?
We don't get nothing.
As of right now,
they changed that in the Rooney Rule.
Because no. They're saying because no. Because
Trump administration struck again.
Because Matt Ryan is the top decision maker, we don't get the picks. So basically the GM, the structure in Atlanta, he's a secondary guy.
I thought you
we
knew
don't get
this,
the picks.
GM. I was anxious to get on here and get that feedback from you on this.
The Bears have filed a grievance
As
Yes,
we
I will
should.
get
file a
that
grievance.
changed.
Yes, I will file a
But
grievance.
as of right now, we're not getting any compensation for that.
That's some Trump administration bullshit. I'm telling you, this
And Matt
administration.
Ryan has come out and said Ian will be the
The
primary.
primary guy, yeah,
He
yeah.
Matt Ryan
So
has come
that's
out and said that.
no. So I'm right with my original statement. The Bears are going to get compensatory picks. They're going to have to sue for it apparently, but they're going to get it. But that's just the Rooney Rule. You're circumventing something like that. That's grounds for the suit that they're going to have.
That
You
shouldn't even be
just
that shouldn't even be in place anyway.
what the Rooney Rule?
No, 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 no. The fact that if there's a team president hired and you hire a general manager, that basically that position
Circumvents.
is yeah circumvents the whole process of that. That shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be.
That's that you get two competing rules going against each other.
Okay. And then
That's horrible.
we go into the black head coach issue, which
Speaking of the Rooney Rule,
three were fired this year,
Three.
or
Who?
well, Tomlin wasn't fired.
he wasn't
stepped away.
fired. He stepped away,
Just two,
and,
right?
and
Raheem Morris. That was it.
no biracial. You
No,
called biracial guy from
McDonald.
Miami,
Mike. You gotta count Mike McDaniel, of course.
McDaniel.
Yes. So why don't we count? Well, I'm about to
We've
say we
had that.
count him, but why we don't count Robert Saleh as a?
Well, Salah is a minority coach, so he's
Yeah,
Lebanese.
right.
He
He's
has
not
no
African
black blood?
American.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you know,
But
well,
he's
that's
more black
that's
than Mike McDonald.
right. That's a different
That's what I'm saying.
socioeconomic
We
conversation.
We talked about Mike McDonald in the past, or not Mike McDonald. Mike
McDaniel.
McDaniel. I get those names.
It's close. A lot of alliteration going on.
All right. So the question, what happens here? Clearly, the Rooney Rule is ineffective.
Need to get rid of it.
I don't know if you get rid of it because part of it is still.
It makes a mockery out of it, man.
Well, they've made a mockery of it to some degree. I won't argue against that, but it's still about trying to get into those rooms. And part of the issue, you get a lot of offensive coaches are the ones that tend to get a head coaching job. I'm not saying the defensive ones don't, because clearly Seattle's head coach is a defensive coach. And last year we saw
Jesse Minter.
Jesse Minter just got the job with the Ravens. We've seen Saleh. We saw Washington's head coach last year was defensive coach.
Dan Quinn.
Both of
Both
your coaches this year. Oh, say again?
I was thinking it was a third defensive coach in this cycle this year. I'm trying to think. Clint Kubiak is offensive. Mike LaFleur is offensive. No, it is all offensive. Stefanski offensive.
Yep.
Monken offensive. Harbaugh special teams.
That was the other one with special teams and Minter being the head, being the offensive guy.
Yeah. It is just Minter and Saleh.
But the other thing is, it's like, okay, a lot of times you're getting your offensive coordinators from your positions that are basically your quarterback coach or your like game planner or whatever. It's not really coming.
But there are a few guys that are running backs coaches, that are receivers coaches.
Well,
why don't those guys get the elevation up to OC?
I was getting ready to say why they don't.
I think one of ours might.
Because historically, the NFL has looked at those positions and players who've played those positions as not thinking man positions. If you're offensive lineman, they look at that a little bit differently. If you're a quarterback, they definitely look at that differently. So a guy like Kubiak, who was a quarterback for a long time, they're going to be more inclined to listen to him being an offensive coordinator. You look at a guy, even guys that didn't make it to the pros as quarterbacks, but were pros in college, like Nagy. O'Connell, I think he used to be a quarterback. I think the Bears head coach wasn't Ben Johnson, wasn't he a quarterback?
Was a quarterback.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is you're looking at a lot of guys who, whether or not they quarterbacked in the pros, they were quarterbacks. And so that's looked at as a thinking man's position. And unfortunately, majority of those quarterbacks that are chosen are not, of African American or a person of color persuasion. Here's the other thing: when you do get the quarterbacks that play at the NFL level, and we've had a guy that actually won a Super Bowl who was offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I was about to get to that.
But he's like one of one because a lot of the quarterbacks
never got an opportunity.
He wasn't given one. I think he interviewed, but I don't think he was given the job. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of the quarterbacks at the NFL level who have played who are African American, they're basically almost, a lot of them are like superstar level. Those guys don't go back to become coaches. You need a guy like Josh Johnson who's still playing football, who's been on like 25 different teams to become a coordinator. A lot of those guys do not go back to the pros to coach. Whereas conversely, on the defensive side of the ball, there are a lot more defensive players, right? But a lot more defensive players go back to coach, be they defensive backs, be they linebackers, be they defensive linemen. And outside of middle linebacker, which is considered a thinking man's position, and maybe a safety or two, more times than not, defensive players becoming coaches and coordinators isn't the same kind of perceived regard of, creativity involved. It's like, can you motivate? It's more like motivation. Can you motivate these guys to play defense? Leader of men type kind of stuff. But you also get that on the offensive side, on the offensive side. But defensively, it's more like, can you inspire? Can you motivate? Can you get these guys can you get them to react? And I think you've seen where those guys, those players who become coaches on the defensive side, move through the ranks, and they do seem to have better chances at becoming defensive coordinators. And if they're, fortunate enough, be they like Tomlin, Tony Dungy, what's the guy that was with the Bengals for a real long time? They used to be on the Ravens when they won the Super Bowl. He was their defensive coordinator. Marvin
Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. You guys like them. They've gotten, those opportunities, but it's on the defensive side. So, but that was at a time when you weren't always necessarily, buying into the fact that you need an offensive coordinator to be your head coach, so that, when your quarterback comes along and develops, that coordinator is not going to just leave because the coordinator is the coach. It is the head coach. So I think that's why you see it more so the way, and you just don't have them in a pipeline, so to speak. You need to have some of these guys be in the pipeline. And I don't know where you're seeing quarterbacks, even from the college ranks, go back to coaching. But those are the ones that they're considering more readily than a running backs coach or wide receivers coach.
We're in an interesting situation in Chicago with Dak and Doyle getting an opportunity in Baltimore. I think one or two guys will get the opportunity to be the OC here in Chicago from within, and that's either Randall or JT Barrett.
Yeah, see,
JT Barrett's a former quarterback.
You're right, he's a former quarterback.
So, that
gotta see.
Because if Declan can get a goddamn opportunity when we know he ain't do a goddamn thing. I'm just being real. JT, if they happen to promote JT and he don't get opportunity, that will prove everything we want to know.
Here's the quote with Antoine Randall. Does he want the OC position?
I don't think Randall.
Because here's the deal. Because he already has the assistant head coach tag.
Yeah. So I'm actually eliminating Randall. I'm going off GMs speaking of
quarterbacks.
Well, Randall was a quarterback.
I know. Well, we know.
That's true.
He was.
That's true.
He was.
That's true. Great point.
He was. But that kind of just messed up my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Get him, ass, get him. He was the first quarterback in college to have 3,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing
At Indiana, right?
at Indiana, no less. Yeah.
Hey, but he's known in the NFL as a receiver.
He
Right.
threw a touchdown pass to
He
win the
did.
Super Bowl.
That's true.
He did do that.
He
He
did.
did. But I'm saying with JT Barrett,
Yes.
JT wasn't a Heisman winner, right?
No. He
No,
was
no.
not.
But he was known to be a really good quarterback at Ohio State, got drafted to be a quarterback in the NFL, and now he's the quarterback's coach, right?
The quarterback's coach.
Right. I think from within that's easy to elevate him to that title. But we know who's running the show offensively. So that's why I'm like, for Declan Doyle to get opportunity, that man got the opportunity to coach Lamar Jackson.
It's the same thing as Nagy. You know, Nagy wasn't making all the calls on Andy Reid.
Well, but at least Nagy came to a situation where he had to truly prove himself. Declan Doyle can be saved by the quarterback he has. Just being honest.
Well, I think
and the running back he had. You talk about some privilege there.
I think if he sold anything, he might have sold him on schematics and how he was part of the game planning, for each week.
But that's fine. That's fine. Will JT Barrett be able to do the same? That's all I'm saying. I would love to see JT Barrett get the opportunity and see if he gets the same opportunity moving forward like Declan Doyle got.
I think you had something there.
Because no one heard of Declan Doyle prior to this year.
I think
hear that he was getting opportunities at interviews for offensive coordinator was throwing me off. And then he turned down one. Well, he pulled his name from one. And I'm like, that's because he still got work to do. He still got learning to do. He didn't do nothing. And then he get the Ravens OC position? What the hell? Like, come on, man.
I mean, well, I guess his job as a coordinator for a coach like Ben Johnson is he basically does
part of the game plan,
the grunt work.
Yeah.
He's watching the film, he's putting the plan together. It's something.
So that's how we felt with Nagy.
Right? Yeah, well,
I'm just asking a serious question.
Yeah.
Is that how we felt with Nagy? Okay.
That's how I felt. I was like, I was upset when they hired him because Nagy, that is. I'm like, how are you hiring the guy? If he called the plays and they lost the home playoff game when they had a lead and the tight end goes down and you can't make any adjustments after that against the Titans. and Martin Mariota, or not Martin Mariota, but Marcus Mariota. Why am I excited about you again? But to your point about Barrett or Randall, that could be a reason why the Bears haven't really gone out and not on this great OC circuit. Right.
Well, I guess they brought in the Cardinals pass game specialist or coordinator, Connor Singer today. Brother. So that should be interesting. But I don't see how you can bring somebody else in as your coordinator and you got guys that have been here that you think made a difference.
Was JT
those guys up?
Was JT in Detroit with?
I'm not certain. I know Randall was, but I'm not certain about JT. Right.
Where was JT Barrett before he got here?
I don't know why I want to say Houston, but I don't think he was in Houston.
JT Barrett was in Detroit.
Yeah,
he was.
So you're bringing guys.
Declan wasn't in Detroit with him, though, was he?
No.
I've never heard of Declan. Was in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Hold on, let me make sure. Uh,
That wasn't no real relationship, no way. That's why he was trying to get up out of here anyway.
he was in Denver.
He was
He
under
was in he
Sean
was in
Payton,
Denver, right
so
under Sean Payton.
he kind of was able to use both of those in his
Yeah, he's dropping names. That's how he
yeah,
getting
he was
jobs.
able to use both
He
So
of them
just
in
keep dropping
to his
names.
advantage.
so it looks like in this situation, that could happen. Um, right now, the only black offensive coordinators
The guy
in the
that just left,
league.
our running backs coach just left and went to Kansas City.
Well,
The
no,
enemy is
isn't
in
Eric
the
is in
guy
Eric,
Kansas City.
Eric
the
You
Rams
just
Bieniemy.
said Shieldhouse. I
House?
assume he's going to get bumped up to coordinator.
He wasn't the coordinator.
No, he was the passing game.
Oh, I thought he was a coordinator.
No, the coordinator was
Oh, it was
LaFleur.
LaFleur. It was LaFleur.
Yeah,
Right, right,
yeah.
right, right. You're right. Mike
Wait,
LaFleur.
Mike
Mike
LaFleur.
LaFleur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're 100% right. The guy who, I guess, Sean McVay kept the beat going because that's Matt LaFleur's little brother.
Oh, and Mike McDaniel
San
is in
Diego.
San Diego. You got to count Mike.
Yeah, that's
He's been a head coach though.
yeah, that's not African American. That's just biracial, whatever that means.
You know what I find funny though? You know what I find funny? I saw something where they said,
Wait, is his dad? Wait. It says right here that his dad is black.
Yeah,
Mike McDaniel.
yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
I thought it was his grandfather.
No, it's his father.
Oh, then,
He just don't. He just don't look like it. That's all.
okay, all right. I'm not
Even
saying
with the
I didn't say
tan,
nothing.
either
That
with a
one was.
Even with a South Beach tan, it doesn't look like.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that one.
They
I find it funny. One thing I found. First off, two things about this team. One, people like mention the lack of black coaches, and then when they name the black coaches, they seem to only name one, and that's D'Amico Ryans. Aaron Glenn didn't get fired.
no,
That's
he's still there.
but his entire staff did. How
Wow.
how do
He's
you
got a good relationship
oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
with Johnson, man. That's
Well,
what it
man.
is.
he's a former
And
player too for the Jets, so
yeah,
don't
I was gonna
forget.
say, he's got a good relationship there because Johnson came out early and said that Aaron Glenn was his guy.
He was behind him.
Don't stick with him. So
But
you gotta honor that.
god damn.
You gotta
I
honor
see
that.
I still can't get over the fact that you're a defensive coach and your team may get an interception. I'm
That's
sorry. I don't want the brother to lose his
that's
job, but
hard.
if you talk about a person deserving to be fired after year one, that's a fireable offense to
That's hard
me.
to do.
That's hard to
It's
do.
hard to
Not,
do.
You
o-
get an
not only
interception on accident at times.
not only that, but he was a DB when he played. One of the league's best at some point.
I found something that's very, very interesting. Now, this goes back a while. This goes back, almost it go over 30 years.
Mm-mm.
Um, one of the great trees in NFL history is
Bill Walsh,
the Bill Walsh tree, which gets extended
Paul Brown.
into no.
Gosh,
After
man.
that,
Oh, okay.
Mike Holmgren.
Mike Holmgren.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right.
Andy Reid. You got Gruden.
Okay.
You got
McCarthy was in that
Harbaugh,
tree, right?
All right.
Mariucci,
Who else came out?
Harbaugh, Gruden, Andy Reid,
Okay.
McCarthy,
Which
right?
McCarthy, I think,
mhm. Which one of those guys was the offensive coordinator in Green Bay under Mike Holmgren?
under Mike Grohl, offense, but Andy Reid, I thought.
Nope.
Wasn't it McCarthy?
Was never offensive coordinator. Which McCarthy are you talking about?
Mike.
Mike
It wasn't
McCarthy? No,
Mike.
No. No.
I'm
Well,
gonna say
maybe later. Hold on.
it wasn't Gruden, was it?
Nope. Gruden was never offensive coordinator for the Packers.
Probably somebody we didn't name at this point.
Mm-hmm. Haven't named him.
Yeah.
Ray Rhodes. No.
Close.
Really. Uh,
Glenn, you should know this.
yeah, I'm gonna say, we worked with his son.
Yep, there you go.
Um, I'm trying to Kip, Sherman Lewis.
Sherm Lewis. There you go. Sherm Lewis was the offensive coordinator all that time in Green Bay
Black
from
guy.
92 to
Yeah,
99.
yes, black guy. Yes,
He
Yeah.
didn't
he
get a
took
head
over
coaching job?
Minnesota. Yeah, he did Minnesota. I think he coached Minnesota
He
for
didn't
a
no,
couple of years.
he didn't get it. Never got a head coaching job.
He never got a head coaching job.
Never got a head coaching job.
I
I
thought
never
Sherman
heard of him.
Lewis. I thought he had a head coaching
No.
job with Minnesota for like 1 year.
No, he became the OC in Minnesota after he left Green Bay.
Oh, the OC. Okay,
But he
okay,
never got a head coaching job in his career.
that's crazy.
Just
Hey
just
man, racism doesn't exist in,
just
in the
saying.
in the league.
Just saying. Just saying.
But all those other guys became head coaches.
Came head coaches.
Mariucci, Gruden, Reed,
Now here's
Harbaugh.
Gruden became an OC in Philly before
Right.
becoming a head coach.
But that was with
Mary
Andy Reid,
Ucci
right?
But
became the coach at Cal before becoming a head coach in the NFL, right? And Andy Reid did skip. He went from being the quarterback coach in Green Bay
Head
to
coach.
being the
the
head
head
coach in
coach,
Philly.
Philly.
Yeah,
Is that where he brought Gruden along with him?
that's a good question.
I think so. And then Gruden left to become head coach of the Raiders, I
Well,
think.
no, because I think Gruden left first.
That sounds like Gruden might have left first, right?
I don't think
Andy
he was
Reid-
coached under. I don't think Gruden coached under Andy Reid.
I know he coached in Philadelphia, though.
He did. Well, I got to pull it. I'm gonna pull it back up. I took it away. Hold on.
So who was he OC for?
Let me make sure. Hold
Andy
on.
Reid became Philly coach in the 2000s.
He may have been Rich Kotites.
Rich Kotite's OC?
John Gruden.
That'll get you fired.
Got out of there right in time.
Gruden. Yeah, he went from being the Packers wide receiver coach to being the Eagles offense coordinator 95 to 97. When he left, Andy Reid became the head coach
Reid
in
came in 99.
Philly, and then he went to Oakland to
Oakland,
be a
yeah.
head coach.
Right. And then stole Dungy's Super Bowl.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Just
Did I
throwing
say
it out
stole?
there.
Appropriated. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say stole. Appropriated.
Just throwing that out there. The big hurt, Frank Thomas, was a little
A little hurt.
hurt, a little ticked off at his former team. The White Sox put out a list of Black History firsts
How can you
among the
mess
White
this up?
Sox
How can you mess
on
this up?
social media, and I mean they brought up a lot of good firsts here. All right, let me pull it up. Smoke, you sent it out. Let me pull it
Jermaine
up.
Dive, first White Sox
Actually,
MVP in the
Dye
World
didn't make it
Series.
either.
Come on, man.
Dye
So the
didn't make it
MVP of the
either.
World Series and a two-time MVP and a Hall of Famer did not make the Black History timeline of the White Sox.
Okay,
Good
here we
job.
go. Here we go.
Good job. Way to go.
Minnie Minoso was the first Black player to play for the White Sox.
Now, here's my question. I'm sorry. Last thing I interject. Does Minnie Minoso consider himself a black player or a Cuban player?
I think he considered himself both. He's a
Mhm.
Black Cuban.
Yeah, okay.
Black Cuban.
It's funny how some.
I'll give that. I'll give him that. I'll give that.
I mean, I know he's black. I'm just saying there are times when people who are not black Americans, but they're they're black.
I know he always said he was Black.
Okay.
He
All
always
right.
he always
All right.
said that. I know that for certain. Al Smith was the first Black White Sox to become an All-Star.
Okay.
Carlos Mayes mentioned.
You go mention Carlos. How can you not mention Frank Thomas? You mentioned Carlos May. I don't. That doesn't make any sense to me. Chet Lemon. Did they mention him?
Did they mention Chet in here?
First brother to wear shorts.
No,
Softball.
they didn't put Chet in here. Chet didn't make it.
What?
Larry Doby makes it for being the first black manager. Dick Allen makes it.
Okay.
Now here's where it gets interesting. All right.
Oh, Allen and Adobe, those are good. Those are good ones.
Dick Allen was the first black MVP for the White Sox in 1972. And they do mention Frank here. They say Dick Allen becomes the first black player in White Sox history to win AL MVP. Frank Thomas joined him as MVP in 93 and 94.
Will he be the first to win back-to-back MVPs?
They
You could have
did
done
not,
that.
they could have done that, did not put that down. They put down Harold Baines as the first number one overall pick for the White Sox. All right.
So you're telling me
Uh,
this is just that? So their reasoning is this is
They're
just
literally doing
first.
they're
first.
doing
They're literally doing
first. All right.
first.
Now, so Frank comes back
See, the first one hit like so many home runs in a season.
and he tweets, I guess the black player who made you rich over there and holds all your records is forgettable. Don't worry, I'm taking receipts. All right. Now I saw this, and at first I said, Frank is probably being
A little sore.
a little sore about it, little sensitive, It's a list of firsts. I get it. Okay. But then as you keep going on this list, right? There is Jerry Manuel named as the second black manager in White Sox history.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Um, Also mentioned here Will Venable as the third black manager in Sox history. At that point, it's like, ooh,
Who's the first Black Hall of Famer? Was it many? Was it as a player winning as a White Sox?
that's a good question.
Might that be Frank?
As a player, it might be.
Because Manny Minosa's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't believe he's just
No,
highly regarded. He's
no,
highly
he's
regarded.
in now, but Frank got in before Minnie. That's that
And,
you
and,
brought up something there.
and I'll
Okay.
say this: wouldn't Frank be the
It
first?
said,
Would Frank be the first
wait,
hold on, let me
maybe
finish
right.
it. Would Frank be the first ballot Hall of Famer who's black for the White Sox?
Yeah,
Because that's the
absolutely.
thing in baseball, right? Right, Brandon. Being first ballot Hall of Famer is a thing in
That's a
baseball.
big thing. I actually was. I did we talk about? Did we discuss that
What's
on
that?
here? Because I didn't think I was questioning Frank being the first ballot.
Yeah, and then I
I think
totally
we
defended
discussed
that.
that. I
Yeah,
think
we
we
definitely
discussed it.
did.
But wait a minute. When did Frank enter the Hall of Fame?
2014.
So I just put it in Google, and it Google say Manny Minoso,
When did
but
he get
he
in?
was 2022. This is crazy.
No, Frank got in at 14. In fact, I have
It just
a signed baseball from him where he signed HOF 14. So yeah,
Well, maybe
at that moment when I
maybe
saw
they're
those,
taking the White Sox first black baseball player. When I
maybe that's what
and
it is.
then
Yeah,
and then
yeah. Uh, and then they mentioned Kenny Williams being a black general manager. And they mentioned him a second time.
first want to say stay out of
that
White
World
Sox
Series.
business.
He sure did say that. Uh, Becomes just the second African American general manager to win a World Series in 2005.
He's the second.
Yeah,
I don't know who
in
the
all of
first was.
baseball.
Yeah, right. I don't know who the first was.
Uh,
The general manager. I don't know that in
Bob
baseball.
Watson. Bob Watson for the Yankees.
Mm.
Well, Larry Doby went
Anyway,
into the Hall of
anyway,
Fame
anyway.
in 1998.
When I saw that, I said, okay, Frank's got a beef here.
Right, but Larry Doby went in as an Indian though, right? He didn't go as a White Sox player.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he went
he
in
was
with
only
a
with the
Indians hat.
Sox for a
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're the White Sox, what do you do? Because I don't think they've done anything yet. They haven't said anything.
So
I don't know if they've reached out to Frank.
I was told that this is get back, but I guess Frank came out a while back very harshly against the organization.
But since
Like
then, they've given him a statue. And
recently.
So that's what somebody said to me. I don't listen. I'm not the biggest. I'm not a White Sox fan, so I don't really keep
Yankee
up. I
fan.
definitely don't keep up with the news and drama with the White Sox. But I saw someone said he spoke out against ownership and things of that nature, and then at some point in his career, he had a contract dispute.
I had many of those.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like they've erected a
Yeah.
statue since then, you know. So and that if anything, it just makes the White Sox organization. If it is some petty reason,
I mean, this
it
is
makes them look
weird.
I got
extremely petty.
This is
I
weird because this is Jerry Reinsdorf, right?
Let's
He's well, he did just sell the team. Maybe the new people
yeah.
don't know the history because
I would
because he did. I mean, whole time we are forgetting that when it comes to the White Sox, he did just sell the team.
Yeah.
We are
well
forgetting.
it's not final yet.
I mean, but hell,
Yeah, all intents and
it
purposes.
It's not final yet.
it ain't final,
They've
but
got until
it's 30.
2033.
Right. At this point,
Now
Jerry is probably
Jerry's got
just
the option to keep the team until 2033, and that's when the Ishbias can at that point
Who can
call it and say we're
that
taking over now.
that tell me that the Reinsdorf family is just collecting money now. They don't give a damn what happens. Because for them to do all they did for Derrick Rose,
Well, they retired. They
God
retired.
bid.
They
No,
retired Frank's number.
I'm just saying, not saying it in that aspect of like Derrick Rose don't deserve what he got because we spoke on that. He definitely
Yeah.
deserved what he got, but to not simply acknowledge Frank Thomas is weird. It's weird.
See, and I think this is what I
It's weird.
this is my opinion, and I don't know this for certain. I can only go off of my experience and working in this business, and especially with
I'm gonna say you work behind the scenes, man.
the invention of social media. This is what I think happened. All right. And this is all, like I said, it's just, I don't know for certain. I don't really know the people over there at the White Sox.
This is facts, everybody. Facts.
This
Listen.
is not facts. This is what I think happened. All right. You had a young social media person that worked this up.
Hey,
Wow. How young were they?
hey, this is
18?
good. This is good.
Okay.
Let him finish. This is
Okay.
good. This is good.
Young social media
This
person
is
worked this up,
good.
put together
Oh,
this
this is
because
good.
it's a very nice timeline. It
This
looks
is
great.
good.
It looks
How do you
great.
do the research and get some arbitrary dudes that I ain't never heard of, but you can't get something that mentions Frank Thomas?
This is good though.
Okay.
This
All
is
right.
good.
All right. And like I said, they put all this together. They were looking just at firsts. All right. At just firsts. That's all
But
they
you
were
mentioned a
looking at.
couple of seconds and thirds already, though.
I'm about to get there. I'm about to get there.
But Frank was in there mentioned as a second.
He was.
He was mentioned as a
And
second.
I think they ran it up the flagpole, ran it up a short flagpole. All right. It didn't get too far. All right. It got to a middle management person and they said, well, you gotta mention Frank. So they put a blurb in there. All right.
So
And they
so
thought that would be enough.
so question. You when they mentioned
And they said,
Jerry
let's put,
Manuel and were they
I was gonna
mentioned in
say,
the same way as Frank, or were they mentioned?
here's the problem. All right. There are pictures here.
So
Jerry Manuel
Jerry
gets a
Manuel and
picture.
Venable.
Venable
Okay,
gets a
so that
picture.
okay,
I
so
think
that's where
if you put a picture in for Frank,
maybe that changes that. To just
I'm
have
just
his
saying.
name and as an MVP is crazy.
Oh,
But
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 it's just a short footnote, and that's
but
the issue.
But the reason I said so here, I told you I had a story for this, and Ez, I did not know you were going to go that way with a young person doing social.
That's what I think it
I
is.
had no. That's feeding into my story.
All right.
One of my former players, he's like my nephew. His dad coached with me. One of my best friends. A bunch of us coaches. His dad made a group chat because his son said a crazy ass statement. Said Frank Thomas, and this is so funny to me because he said Frank Thomas would be below average to non-existent in today's MLB.
Wow.
Yes. And he said Max Muncy he said Frank would be lucky to be a Max Muncy in today's game. And
what are you talking about?
man,
That's blasphemous.
That sent us up man, that sent us down a goddamn hole that we couldn't get out of.
For an 8-year period was
And but
arguably the greatest right-handed hitter in the history
I
of
was
the
getting
game.
ready to say that.
And you know Kevin Cole, right?
Who was that?
Yes, you know Kevin Cole. Have you?
No.
I don't know if you ever mentioned, but so Kevin Cole used to be the director of youth initiative with the White Sox. Okay. He's with Cincinnati now.
Okay.
But so we all in this group together. So when we saw that post with the Sox and Frank had, me and Kevin both said Zamarian must have been behind this social media post. So that's why it's so funny that you went that angle, because that was our first reaction.
That's the only explanation.
When we saw that.
They didn't realize. Because if you know, if you know, and I know Frank a little bit. Glenn, you know Frank a little bit.
Yes.
He looks at that stuff, man.
Yes.
He looks at it.
And definitely takes it personal.
Yeah, you have to.
Dude, his numbers rivals Willie Mays, dude. You put him and Willie Mays' numbers next to each other. It's like, oh shit. I didn't realize Frank was that.
Bro, I swear to God, I want to say when we talked about that, and I didn't dispute that Frank wasn't a Hall of Famer. I just didn't think he was first ballot. No, but when I went back and looked at his numbers, I'm like,
sick.
Shit. His numbers are through the roof.
And he lost a year that World Series year. He lost most of that season, and the strike. He might have been a 3-time MVP if it weren't for that damn strike.
And it just speaks to how. And I'm about to drag my nephew on this
and
episode
Giambi.
For like how analytics has ruined the game. How the value of just going out there, lighting up the radar gun and hitting home runs ruined the game. Hitting for average means nothing anymore. This boy brought up how his main thing was, what did he do against Randy Johnson? He was like, I think he brought up he might have been like 8 for 40 or something like that.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, so he like, if he was only 8, he hit like 2 something, and Max Muncy, that's what he hit in the full season. So you're judging off what he did against one man pitcher in his entire career.
That's crazy.
To judge another man what he did in a full season. Oh, so you're saying Max Muncy saw Randy Johnson caliber pitchers every day. Like he's bringing up Paul Skeens and Scooble. I say, you do know they can only pitch once every 5 days, right? You do know there are instances where teams see them that have their best players, and they might not see either one of them in that 3-game series.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game. Baseball, you don't see the same guy every time. Every time we play the Pittsburgh Pirates, I'm not going to see Paul Skeens. And the game now is watered down because guess what? They're only going to throw their pitcher 4 or 5 innings, and then they're going to bring in a bullpen. So guess what? If I know I'm only going to throw 60, 70 pitches, I'm going to go out there and max out. Guys back in the day were throwing complete games over and over and over. Like, miss me with that. But that's the modern day.
Wow.
And people believe in that foolishness. People really believe in that.
That's crazy. But hopefully,
hits, doubles, home runs, average.
To make it hit 301 for a career. For a career.
Mean, who's hitting 300 going to the Hall of Fame these days? Nobody, because if they're hitting over 300, that means they don't have the power numbers. If they don't have the power numbers, they're probably not going to the Hall of Fame.
Judge gonna be the first one in a long time to be over 300 hitter to go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because he's got the power numbers.
With
the power with the power numbers.
And he told me Judge sucked.
He also
because he hates the Yankees and Judge.
Oh, okay.
Well, I hate the Yankees too.
I mean,
I hate the Yankees too.
And
he plays in that Cracker Jack ballpark.
And he hits the ball everywhere. Everywhere.
No hate. Judge is serious, man. Judge is ridiculous. But this miss me with the whole Frank Thomas wouldn't be able to play in this era.
Baseball is one game where only player that I ain't buying into, and y'all know this, is Babe Ruth. That man don't exist. That's a myth. It's the only player I'm not buying into. Outside of that, the game of baseball, it doesn't change. The speed of it doesn't change. It stays the same. Yeah, the pitchers might throw. I mean, come on. They were throwing 98. Now they're throwing 102. How many of them is truly consistent with that, though?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we saw Aroldis Chapman literally almost give away a World Series.
Yeah.
Thinking that 103 going to do something. Like, the game is the game. It's one of the purest games to me. You cannot truly change it. You can't. You can't do like in the NBA now where the 3-ball is so important.
No.
You can go in you can try to hit home runs all the time, but that's why so many strikeouts. Like, so it's
hopefully they can figure out a way to get out of this. Maybe there's, we just started Black History Month. Maybe it's a bunch of stuff that's gonna get rolled out for the big hurt. But they got to get over this. We can't have bad blood between the organization and Frank Thomas here. Can't do it. Let's go to picks, fellas. Super Bowl week. We haven't even talked about the Super Bowl really, and it's almost been 2 hours, so we got to get out of here. I lost my pen. Oh, there it is, right there. I got it. I see it. All right. So let's do our Super Bowl predictions here. Well, let's do this. Let's get our picks against the spread in, and then we'll do our picks. And let me remind everyone where we are. As of right
cares. Nobody cares about your winnings.
I'm in first place right now at 20-19.
Oh man, we did that shit.
Smoke, you are 18-21, and Glenn, you're 17-22. So I figure we
talk about Bruno.
Let's do a couple of different scenarios here. Let's go against the spread. Let's do some player props. Why can't I find
pull them all up?
Yeah. I should have had this all, figured out, but I'm a terrible producer. All right, so as we speak right now, as we record, the Seahawks are 4.5-point favorites going into the game. Glenn, let's start off. Who you got in the game here.
Oh, that arm is not really still healthy for Drake May. And he's been getting sacked a lot in this playoffs. I think he's been sacked about 15 times. I'm not saying the Patriots won in spite of him, but I'm not saying he was like, leading the charge per se in terms of making all the plays you expect your quarterback sometimes to make. So all that being said, I'm gonna take the Seahawks minus 4.5, and I'm gonna take the over in this game. Over is 45.5 points. I'm gonna take the over, and I'm gonna take the Seahawks. Prop bet. I'm listening to you to give me a good prop bet, and I'll chime in on that.
All right. Smoke, who you got in the game?
I
Both
actually
the
got the same.
points and over under.
I actually got the same. I got
Smoke. All right.
Seahawks at 4.5 minus the 4.5, and I'm taking the over.
Okay, and then what's the over under right now? I didn't see that.
45.5.
45 and a half.
45 and a half. Um,
I'll tell you what my prop bet is. Smith and Jigba to be the MVP.
Mm.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks and I'm gonna take minus the 4.5, and I'm gonna take the under. All right, MVP. Uh, you got Smith and Jigba, Glenn.
Yeah.
I'm
12
going,
catches, 12 catches, 185 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I'm going
Uh,
Samuel Darnold. It's a quarterback driven league.
yeah, see, Cooper Cup, didn't he win an MVP?
He did.
Okay, just saying. He
Deion
stole it
Branch
from,
won one too.
yeah, Deion
Julian
Bradford.
Edelman won two. Did Julian Edelman win one? Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Did
He didn't
he?
get it in that comeback.
Thought that was Brady.
Brady only got 3 Super Bowl MVPs, I think. Could be wrong.
Oh, it might have been.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's see. Let's do a over under for passing yards for both quarterbacks. The over under is 229 and a half for Darnold and 220 and a half for Drake May.
I'm gonna go
So
over for
over for
both.
Darnold. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
go
go.
over for Darnold, under for like.
I'm gonna go over for both.
okay.
Drake's got a real sore arm, so he's still throwing. So I think they'll be behind. I think he'll have to
Well,
pass.
you said the over for Darnold,
Yep, under for May.
under for May. Uh, I'm gonna do the same. Over for Darnold and under for May. Uh, let's go rushing yards for Walker and then rushing yards for Stevenson.
For Walker, I'm gonna go plus 50. Like over 50, I'm sorry.
Well, the over under is 73 and a half.
Oh, okay. I thought you let me make my own.
No.
I'm gonna go under for Walker. Could be around 65. He has to be from a Smith and Jigba to win the MVP. Plus he's gonna be splitting with Charbonnet, I think.
Charbonnet out, man.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
Charbonnet's out
Yes,
for the
all right.
year. Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. He's out. My bad. In that case, uh, let me rechange that then. Let me make that over.
You're a good man, Smoke.
Yeah, I totally forgot. That's the reason why he ran so much in the conference final.
Ramondre Stevenson, over under is 49 and a half.
I'm gonna go over. They can get into the 50, 60 range. It's not real. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of yards to have to get.
Smoke Walker, 73 and a half.
I'm gonna go under.
And Stevenson,
What was his?
49 and a half.
I'm gonna go over.
And I'm going to go over for both, which doesn't really make sense because I got the under coming in for the score.
But they can run a lot, just not score. A lot of field goals. Red zone defense. It's possible. Both good defenses.
All right. And let's do receiving. Let's go Smith and Jigba and Stefan Diggs. And in Jigba is 94 and a half. Jesus.
He said, oh, he's the MVP, man. 12 receptions, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
So you definitely got the over there.
Yeah, definitely got the over.
And for Diggs, uh 43 and a half.
Oh, yeah, he'll get over that. That's easy. It's about 3 to 4 catches. I don't think he'll have a big statistical day. It'll be spread with him, Hunter Henry, the running backs. A lot of checkdowns.
Smoke for Njigba.
I'm going under on both.
And I'm gonna go over and under. Over for Njigba, under for Diggs. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's enough. 5. That's six. 6 bets for the Super Bowl
It's enough diversity there.
that are in. Yeah. And I might actually take some of these in real life.
I was gonna tell you, send
See how
them in the
that
group.
goes.
See if
Yeah.
I'm like,
Let's do that. Yo, it's been great, man. This is one of the longest shows we've had in a while here.
And the football season show.
Might take
yeah.
me a while to actually edit this thing. Jesus. All right, that's gonna do it for this week's edition of the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcast at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon. I'm sure there are a couple others that I haven't mentioned. Wherever you find your favorite podcast, you can also catch us the video version at YouTube. Just search for HP53 Productions, and you'll find our podcast and the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs. You'll find shorts on there and everything. It's a lot of good stuff on there. Yo, Glenn,
Yep.
please take us out.
Hey, it's like we always say here at Easy Smoking the Gym Podcast. We ain't saying we're right. We just don't think we're wrong, people.
Enjoy the bowl. We'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.